Hi and welcome back. If you watched our last video, I showed you how to make the frame for a rigid Heddle loom, and I'll try and link that up here somewhere. I'm new to that kind of thing, so bear with me. But a little update. This is our rigid loom here. Cross pieces, these are the dowels that go in, and we'll spin and we'll tighten up as we go. And right off, we're going to start in on measuring these dowels out. I want a little bit of width on these, so enough for them to play with. So if I need to grab it and turn it, I can. So about hand width, maybe a little more on either side, and we'll get right into it. So this is my big dowel. This is the end that I'll be working out. So my runner will go back and forth here. My warp, as I'm looming it, will twist and spin around this dowel here. And if you see the ones online that you can buy, they usually have some kind of sprocket here on the end that you hit a lever and it releases the tension, and you come through and you spin it and it locks it and you go. I don't want to spend any money. I'm kind of a tightwad. So far I'm into this kit, decided on a kit. 30 bucks for the lumber, maybe 15 bucks for the dowel rods. So when I'm all done, it'll be 45 bucks. Total investment on this, and these things go for $300-400 online. So see how I'm doing it. Again, I'll make the ends of these, so I'll cut the dowel rods. I'll make them about hand width apart, so I have enough to grab on this side, make it nice and comfy. But I want to leave enough room on here for my little post to go. Now here's the idea. I'm going to take this dowel rod, cut it and drill it into the side and make me a bunch of spokes sticking out. I'm going to take a cut off piece of this and make a knob, cut another one of these to make the post, drill a little hole in the side so I can fill that knob in, and that knob and post will hit these spokes and keep it from turning on. And when I need to add tension to it, I can pull that knob out, turn it, put the knob back in, and continue on what I'm doing. So, here we go. I need to measure this out. So, hand width, plus a little bit for my sprocket. That's about good. And this is right at 5 inches. So I'm going to make sure each one of these are cut to 5 inches on either side. So we have our 5 inches on the other side. I'm going to measure up 5 inches on this side. So these are cut right at 5 inches on either side. And now it doesn't want to go in the hole. And it gives me just enough to grab it and turn it. You cut them both. Now make sure you save your cutoffs. Because remember, that's what you're going to use to make the knobs on the sides. That one back here. There we go. It's kind of a show you where we're at so far. This is where I will weave the warp on, or tighten the warp on when I initially start, bring it through the heddle, tie it onto here. This is how I tighten it up. So the next step is to create sprockets on this side. I need sprockets on both these dowels, because I have to loosen this one as I tighten it. So what we do is you measure out 5 inches on either side. And that way you know you're exactly 5 inches on either side of your pole. I measured out a ½ inch from the loom itself to this rod. Just a ½ inch on either side. And that's where I will start placing my drills so I can knock in this dowel to be my part of my sprocket system. Okay, so I drilled my hole, and I want to feed my dowel, and it should be snug There we go. Just like that. And I want to feed it in and turn it so that the end of this dowel is even with the end of the loom. See right there, the dowel's even, pretty much even with the end of that loom. Turn it all the way around, so, and mark on this side of the dowel where it's even with the loom again, and then pull your dowel out, and then cut it right on that line. Now I'm going to goober it with a little bit of wood glue inside there because I don't want it to move around. It's going to do both sides. That'll help lubricate it anyway. And then put your dowel rod in the hole and push it just so that it's even, a little too far, with your loom. Okay. And when you make that hole in the middle, try and make it as tight as you can. Okay. So once that glue dries, I'm going to drill another one straight down the middle on either side. And that way I can start to build my little sprocket system. So basically I can tighten it 1/4 turn each time I do it. I'm going to do this on each the front and the back of the rod. Glue. I'll let this side dry. So now, on both sides, this is what I have. A little sprocket. And with that, it'll give me a full 1/4 turn of this rod. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other rod on the back. And that way both are lined up exactly, so when I loosen one and turn it a 1/4 turn, I can loosen this one and turn it a 1/4 turn. In theory, that's how it should work. So I'm going to get the other one done. I won't bore you with that. You can see the concept here. And don't worry about if these things aren't exactly straight up and down. Mine really aren't. This one over here on this side is a little bit uneven. As you can tell from there, a little bit uneven. And that's fine. This is homemade. This is, and if I had a drill press, I could have made sure my drills were, everything was exactly up and down. But I don't own a drill press. I use a hand drill. It's close enough, it'll work. All I need to do is make sure that I can tighten this and lock it in place. Tighten it and lock it in place. Tighten it and lock it in place. So I finished the sprocket, I'm going to call it sprocket, on that side and this side on both sides. So both rods have the ability to be locked in. Now I need to work on my knob. I'm going to feed in here so that when there's tension on this, it keeps it from rotating. I can pull the knob, put more tension on, put the knob back in, and get my tension back. So to do that, we have a little bit of leftover stock. There's a little bit left over from a small rod, not that much. This is a 4-foot piece when we started, so luckily there's enough here to do it. And we had 2 of these left over, so I'm going to make my knob out of these. I'm right-handed, so I want to put my knob and everything on the right-hand side of here. That way while I'm working, I can pull it and go. I also want to make sure, because this is the side I'm going to be sitting at, this is my working end on here, that the knob is pretty much right here, and the same side of the pole on the other side, so that when I reach over, I can just pull it and go. I don't have to worry about moving the loom or any of that kind of stuff. So, to get that started, take this rod and a pencil, and I mark where I want my rod to be. Now keep in mind, we still have this diameter here to go to. So, the question is, do I want this sitting on this, or do I want the tension on that and the rod higher up? That's the question. I think I'm going to do this. So I like a big, kind of chunky knob. So we're going to do, where'd they technically go? Let me cut these down to, seeing as I like a big chunky knob, let's make it 1.5 inches. Now you only need to make 2 of these. Here's where we are so far. Cut this down to 1.5 inches. Found the center, drill a hole in. I didn't need to go all the way through, and I stuck my dowel rod in. It's not glued in, but it's pretty tight, and I'll glue it in here in a minute. So what I need to figure out is, do I want it out like this, so that that hits, or do I want it all the way in? I'm thinking I'm liking it all the way in. So to do that, all I need is to drill a hole on this side so that fits right in there. So I'm going to best guess it, because that is such a wide diameter. Anywhere I put in there is going to hit it. It's a pretty aggressive drill bit, but it's also really old. Okay, clean up my little burrs here. Pretty tight. A little bit bigger. Now I don't need it too extremely tight, because the tension on the weave will hold that in place. Oh, that's good. Sticker. There we go. Like that. And then I can just pull that out when I need to. So, to finish that side up, I'm going to mark it where it comes through on the other side. Because all I need is the pin. And then pull that back out. You'd think I'd go ahead and get rid of that sticker. Pull that back out, and then that's where I need to cut it. So I'll be right back. Knob, down a little bit, and then that will fit right in there, just like that. And that way when it tensions on it, that's not going anywhere. When I need to, I can pull it, and the tension, put it back in. That's how we're getting away with that. I think the ones you buy online that has the gear on the end and the little handle, plastic handle that clicks as you turn, I think those are going for 30, 40 bucks just on their own. And again, this was part of this, so it's 45. So, okay, I'm gonna get the other side done on this one, and then this part will be done. And then when we bring you back on the next video, because I can't do the heddle holder on this yet until I do the heddle, because I need to make sure I get the right size and everything. So on the next video, it'll be building the heddle itself and the actual holder for the heddle on the inside, and that'll be it. So if you like this one, again, like and subscribe. That way you know when the next video comes out. If you haven't seen the first of this build videos for the loom, I'm going to link it here at the end, so you can go back and watch that one. And again, I hope you all are doing great. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.